We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Set, UAT, 56 at the mark. Defense wins championships, baby.
How do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On 2nd and 12, Watson, he's letting this. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Ready, set.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
Now a handoff working right. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And that's caught inside the 35. Give them 32 on the play. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
It got his man complete. 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And it's now 13-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Bud Dupree, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Watson. Forced out to his left. he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Ball going deep here for Taylor. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
That defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that... Sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
I got him. Get it.
Fresh off the pick six, it's Rudolph. Looking sideline, incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. And it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, exit.
On second down, here's Rudolph. He gets this one to Johnson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Set up. 90 Wolf.
55. Start tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Take 4. Take 4.
Ready.
Right back to him on first down. Bernardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Bernardrick McKinney on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Texans 20. Steelers 7.
Come on, set.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Strip that ball. Strip that ball. Let's go.
Here's Rudolph. Ebron with it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down with another first down. As the stop's made at the Texans 39. An update from a game going on in Indianapolis. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll fake it. Now Rudolph. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That's another Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Ready. 50, plant.
Come on. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Shoot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Go on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 12-yard touchdown grab as his guys are back within a single score. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Go. No, X3. 218, chopper. Now.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
From the 27, Watson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Mike, 56, right there, 56.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They should not.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Thomas has got it, complete. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
You better be ready. Don't be scared. 54. Check 43.
Throwing again is Watson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. To throw is Watson. To throw on 3rd down. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Watson now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Past the 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd and 9, Rudolph. Washington's got it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 1st down, Rudolph. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
You go tight. Go. You got tight right there. Check. Crunch. 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 Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play. I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. And you know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. On 1st down, Watson. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Watson now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Here's Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Watson now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Watson. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. Oh, that was dangerous. Thrown into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Watson now, throwing again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Third and long. It's Watson. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This is taken at the 3. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Now, this is going to put him back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Leo! Look at me! Go! Shoot!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete here.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
General West. Mark 55.
Out of the gun, Rudolph. Timmy Jernigan with a sack.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Where's the set? 19. Check 56. 59.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Back to throw, Watson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Always important to get the first score of the 2nd half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Check right. Watching the five.
Back to the air, Rudolph on second down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Johnson, the intended target.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep...
That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Robbie Anderson. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
26-yard line.
Got it.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay?
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Willie Henry racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Third and long, it's Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Willie Henry. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Jordan Berry now. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Take it at the 37. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a first.
Here we go, D. H31. Let's go.
On first down, Taylor. Oh, look at the juke. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
56. Check 56. I'm here all day. I'm here. 54.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. He's got the first down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
56. We want this. 54.
Here's Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for, but it'll be second and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Cameron Hayward in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? And the Steelers signal for another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back.
56, the ball. 56. Check 56. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Mike 56. Mike 56. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's fourth.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Let's go. Let's do it.
On the return, the Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 26.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On second and 9, Rudolph. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. The reception good for 7. It's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down.
Check 37.
80 weapon. Check 55 to Mike. Check. Go.
Rudolph looking to throw it. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run with Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burned here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter.
Alert! 56. Right there. 56.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
From the gun, here's Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Now Watson buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go. This is caught inside the 15. It's a gain of 34. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there, with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Back now in Pittsburgh, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Hey, 31.
56.
Hey, 31.
56. Hey, hustle. Get in the way.
After the interception, here's Watson. Being chased out left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hilton. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, one-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely.
We're set. 18.
Not today, you are. Not today. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Taylor. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check curls, check curls, check.
Now it's Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The extra point, not exactly a thing of beauty, but it does ricochet home. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Rudolph. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. Ebron with it over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Steelers, 1st down.
Set, ready? 60 out, though.
14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Rudolph. Ebron caught left side. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
15-yard line.
Check safety, check safety.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
70, Indy.
Third and 7.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Hey, watch hands. Watch hands.
Hey, Zoo. Let's go.
Now it's Rudolph. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Steelers are able to get a score back. Extra point now by Boswell. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Texans 56, Steelers 27. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Steps away to his left. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
We got double up.
Watson off play action. He's going to air one out for Anderson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Come on, baby, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Come on,
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Greystone travel.
All day. All day.
Rudolph looking to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Hey, Delta.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
To throw again on second down. Rudolph looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line.
Go. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Wahoo.
17-yard line.
55.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Check 55 to Mike. I'm coming for you. You mine.
Hey, check Mike. Watching you find.
Target.
Hey.
Mike.
Hey, Charlie.
Check 55.
Snap.
Second and 10, Rudolph again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for them because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball. So, bottom line, film session, defense, it's going to be a real tough one for them. Offense, they'll get a little bit of praise.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Here we go. Hey, 59.
And Watson's going to throw it here. And that's complete to Cooks. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now Taylor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Double dog. That's the way. 25.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Taylor, and he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3.